Hi there. Are you a conservative? Are you somebody who is against gun control or pro-gun? If so, I'm going to expose you as a fucking moron. So stay tuned. Okay, so every time there's a mass shooting, we have this gun control debate, right? And I hear the same thing every time. That this happened in a gun-free zone. No. No. Shootings don't happen in gun-free zones. This is just some bullshit that is propagated by moronic fucking conservatives trying to make their point. I heard a conservative, and this was, I think, came from Rush Limbaugh, say 92% of shootings take place in gun-free zones. No, only 13% do. 92%, 13%, kind of a huge difference. And I always hear that, these happen in states that are so liberal that they have strict gun laws. Pretty much every state in the country has less strict gun laws than we did with the assault weapons ban. The Clinton gun control thing that expired in like 2004. So no, that's not true either. So automatically, a lot of your talking points are total bullshit. But let's go into some more of their arguments. One of their arguments is the Second Amendment is there in case the government gets too bad. It's a check on government power. First of all, I'd like to see the evidence of that. Second of all, do you think your gun is a check on government power when the government has tanks, bombs, nuclear weapons, the military? Do you really think your gun is a check on government power? That's ridiculous. And you know who else probably subscribed to that view? Lee Harvey Oswald, the guy who killed Kennedy. For people who are too stupid to realize that, which I suspect people who make this argument are. So what else? What are some other arguments propagated by conservatives on gun control? I'll tell you. They say, if we just had more people with guns, everything would be better. Yes, because people with guns, random citizens with guns, yeah, they've prevented a lot of these mass shootings, alright. I'm being sarcastic. There's not been a single case since the 1960s of someone taking down a mass shooter. It's just something that hasn't happened since the 1960s. Simply hasn't happened. And, not everyone with a gun is Rambo. They're not going to save everybody. If you have a gun and you're in a mass shooter situation, how do you know that you're going to be able to shoot the person, not be shot by police? How do you know that they don't have bombs with them? They might have a bulletproof vest. They might have better weapons. Are you suggesting that people go around with AR-15s? I mean, it's just unrealistic to expect people to do that. And when the police respond, who do you think they're going to shoot? You're a person with a gun shooting. They're going to think you're a shooter. It's obvious. And there have been incidents with people with guns that it didn't prevent a tragedy. Look at Columbine. There was a police officer in that building with a gun. Didn't do shit. These are stupid arguments. And, people say, well, if they're armed, if people are so armed, then, it just prevents these type of things. Under your logic, shouldn't all countries have nuclear weapons if, being well armed prevents attacks? It seems like that's a logical next step, honestly. And, people are for gun control, even if they don't realize it. What do I mean by that? I mean, people don't support rocket launchers. So they are for certain gun control. We know this isn't an absolute. It's just where to draw the line. Where do you draw the line? That's the question. And, people aren't necessarily comfortable with assault weapons. But, pretty much everybody is fine with banning what I guess I'd call them super assault weapons, like RPGs. There just really aren't that many good arguments against gun control. I hear, if you pass gun control, it just won't work. Criminals will get guns. Do conservatives use that logic with abortion rights and drugs? No. And it's a facetious argument to make, honestly. It's like, if we ban murder, it's not going to prevent murderers. Yeah, I mean, that's true, but it sure fucking helps. It's always struck me as just a very strange argument to make, honestly. And the Second Amendment itself talks about a militia in regards to arms. It says a well-regulated militia. Regulation is built into the Second Amendment. It's not an absolute thing. It's in the amendment itself. There could be a lot more logic in this debate, and I don't hear it. I don't hear it. And the thing is, the argument isn't even about whether or not to ban guns. Never has been. It's a false argument to make. And if you look at gun deaths and mass shootings, America is just way up there, and we're also way up there with gun ownership. It might not be causation, because causation is hard to prove, but there's certainly a correlation there. It's the anti-gun control arguments just make no sense. It's as simple as that.